welcome back to White Claw Wednesdays, everyone. Episode 86. Episode 86 of White Claw Wednesdays. Feeling a little nostalgic. Feeling a little,
Feeling a little.
little San Francisco vibe right now. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why.
We always got it going. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Got an iced tea mango tonight.
Oh, cheers, twins.
Cheers. Oh, nice. Ooh.
I'm just thinking back to our first episode, man. We
Yeah?
had the one mic.
Oh, yeah. Right in between us.
The one mic, yeah, and we were... Dude, that's back when Mandalorian first came out, I think, and we talked about the child, or, Baby Yoda.
Oh, yeah, Baby Yoda. Mm-hmm.
Hey, nice haircut, man. Who did that?
Oh, you know what's funny? It's not a haircut. Just styled differently, man. I'm telling you, man, my hair's...
Who cut your hair?
Nobody cut my hair. You're the last person to have cut my hair.
Oh, thanks. I
Yes.
was looking for a compliment there. But
I thought you were like saying my hair. Okay, well, yeah.
It does look great, though, dude.
Thank
It
you.
does.
I
It
mean,
has aged well.
Ryan, here's the thing. I don't know. I don't know how to say this.
Hmm.
I guess I'll just say it on the air so everybody can enjoy it.
Sure.
This is gonna sound weird, but man,
Here, I'll take
would
another
I
sip for it.
love to make you my barber?
Whoa, dude. Too far, man. Relax. No,
Hey, you don't have to
honestly,
make
that's
it
awesome,
weird.
man.
Like, we don't have to put labels on things, you know? We don't have to call it what it is.
You would cheat on Great Clips or whatever?
Well, I mean, no. Fantastic Sam's.
Fantastic
technically.
Sam's.
But, it's just, I just can't. It's a beautiful thing. It really
Yeah.
is.
The relationship between you and your barber is special, and I'm not even a barber, so
Yeah, exactly.
that's-
I just feel like you're really good at it.
Well, I'm pretty good at you now. It does help that you have some pretty low standards when it comes to cut. I mean, even if I just gave you a buzz cut, you'd be like, "Oh, dude, this looks sick, man."
Well, that is true. I would definitely do that because I am the kind of guy who likes to just buzz down and then grow out, buzz down, grow out, and just go back and forth between that. I just think it's the easy way, and I'm lucky to have hair that kind of does like a poofy things anyway. So it's just a good move for me. It grows well in that form. Ryan, on the other hand, has amazing hair, because he has been lacking since, I don't know, maybe I guess. Man, when did you lose the whole long, shaggy, curly look? Because I still have a very
high school,
vivid.
man. I think either freshman.
You had
yeah,
it for a little
freshman
bit
year,
in
I
high
think.
school.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran cross country with it. I remember that. So,
Yeah.
I think it was freshman year, sophomore year, and even sophomore year, I kind of had it pretty long. It was just shorter.
Yeah.
Like I remember my midwinter photo. I had really long hair, and I was like, "Whoa, I don't remember it being that long."
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I really think like you had the long, like it was super long in middle school, and then it I think it stayed kind of long throughout most of high school. But then right as like the end of high school and college started, you started trimming it up, and by the time you were in college, you had it tight on the sides, and
Tight on the sides, man. Tapered,
yeah.
buzzed, whatever, man.
Speaking about tight on the sides,
Huh? What's up?
uh.
Where
Like,
are you gonna transition?
I
for
was
this, man?
I was gonna transition into Jake Paul beating Tyrone Woodley
Oh yeah.
in
Dude,
a
what
split
day,
decision.
man.
They went all 8 rounds and it it went 2 judges scored it for Jake Paul and 1 judge scored it for Tyrone Woodley. But I thought that was an interesting way for the fight to end. But I was also trying to do my my little transition with the fact that Jake Paul definitely has some serious.
Oh yeah, he's got a serious barber.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's got a barber that shows up at his house.
Yeah,
The full setup.
Yeah.
Cleans everything up for him.
But what's it
barber.
called when your hair is like it suddenly drastically like cuts off on the sides? Like it goes from like it goes from having hair to no hair, like in like a line, like you just got a line on the sides. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, you can get a line like that breaks that transition. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's kind of
It's
what
just
I'm
called a
talking
line.
about.
It's line me up, I think, is what it's
Okay,
called.
yeah. Well, yeah, so
I think
pretty
that's
much
the lingo.
yeah, line me up, like I bet both Tyrone and Jake had, got lined up before the
Oh yeah, for sure.
fights, and Jake Paul had a sick Cleveland sports jersey thing where it was pretty much all of any iconic Cleveland jersey for any big athlete. It had like Odell's number on the one sleeve. It had LeBron's number on one part. It had like
Oh
Browns
really? Oh
and
wow, that's kind of
Cavs
cool.
and Indians, and it had like pretty much all the Cleveland franchises just like combined into this sort of collage jersey, and it was styled.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it was kind of cut like a hockey uniform, and that it was really baggy with
Mm.
really big
Mm.
baggy sleeves.
Yeah,
But
I'm not into that. I'm not into like imagine just rocking a hockey jersey. I just can't.
yeah, no, but
I
Ryan,
can't
I
do
really
that.
think if you look do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know the jersey
I
that
bet
Jake
it would
Paul
be
was wearing?
sick.
Dude,
No. I'm sure it is sick.
it
but
looked really
I
cool.
can't do that.
It looked really
know.
cool.
No, I'm sure. Hey, did you watch it? Did you watch the
No,
fight?
I didn't watch the fight at all. I didn't watch the fight at all. I didn't even watch I didn't even do my normal technique
No
of
look highlight.
of doing the highlight, not reading the result of the highlight title before.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where just like I got the notification on my phone. Like I kind of forgot the fight was happening, and then I got the notification on my phone. Jake Paul wins from ESPN, and I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Mhm.
all right, well, that's that.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything either, to be honest, because I saw the result of it and I was just like, oh my god, I don't know. I low key was rooting for him, but at the same time I wasn't. Like I was low key rooting for Jake Paul because I just wanted the world. I don't know. I rooted for the underdog kind of.
Well, Jake Paul
Uh,
wasn't the underdog.
he wasn't the underdog.
He was the favorite, dude. Tyron Woodley was the underdog.
What?
Yeah,
Are you
see,
serious?
yeah, See, that's the thing. Jake never fought like an actual boxer. I mean, apparently, it's classic Jake Paul, but he retired. He says he's. I love this guy. This guy cracks me up.
Yeah.
He's so entertaining. But Jake Paul announces, "Oh, like I'm retired from boxing now after defeating Tyron Woodley and going 4-0." And
Sure.
I
Shut
just
up. Yeah, right.
it's just funny. But it's also funny that his 4 wins in boxing are all against non-boxers. But I will say that in terms of like ranking, I think he fought some YouTuber first or something. I don't even know about that first one. But then he had Nate Robinson. He turned him into a meme. And then he had Ben Askren, who Ben Askren really looked like he just had no intention of winning ever. Like, I mean that fight, like he looked so. I mean, I don't want to talk
What was
smack
his-
on someone who could like break my legs in like 10 different wrestling formations.
No,
but,
let's do it. Let's do it.
But man, Ben, like you looked so lame in that fight.
Dude, I think it's just because he was so underweight in terms of his like compared to Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And so he just tried to put on as much weight as possible.
Yeah.
And probably didn't do it correctly, like with a nutritionist and things like that.
Yeah.
And he just ate whatever he wanted, or
And it all went.
I don't know.
It did look
what
like
happened,
if
but
that was the case, it kind of looked like it all went to his stomach.
yeah, it didn't look like he was working out. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't.
Like you can be big and like chunky, but you can
Mhm.
also be you know if you have muscle under there,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
I just
true.
feel like he didn't,
Yeah. And then you have Jake's 4th fight, which is still not against a boxer, but against like a guy
Who's
who
this?
It was Tyron Woodley, who that the fight that just happened. That was Jake's 4th fight.
I
Yeah.
thought you said Jake's. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you
Jake.
said something else.
And this Tyron Woodley's shorter than Jake, and he's
He
almost
is smaller.
almost
He is
double
smaller.
double Jake's age, in the sense that Jake's in his early 20s and Tyron Woodley's 39, so pretty much 40 compared to 20 there. And then Jake's been training as a boxer, like he's had 3 fights as a boxer. And then Tyron Woodley is a UFC fighter who was coming off of, I think, like 4 straight UFC losses or something like that. And yeah, it's just clearly it's one of those things where, like, I saw a post today that said seeing Jake Paul fight these UFC fighters in the boxing ring makes me think of how it makes the Conor McGregor fight against Floyd Mayweather seem even more impressive now, in a way.
How so?
In the sense of, he
Floyd winning.
I'm pretty sure that fight went all like, or did Conor get knocked out?
No. Well, it was a ref stoppage.
It was ref stoppage. Okay.
I don't know how they actually defined it, but the ref
Yeah.
stopped it, so it might have been called a knockout. But
Okay,
I mean, he
so-
was all right.
So now that I'm saying that out loud, maybe I'm realizing. Okay, so yeah, I guess the post was. What is the post saying? I'm just
know.
I'm just playing telephone with a post on social media. But it was funny, like in the moment of like,
Can you text that post right now, dude? I want to.
it's lost. It's lost in the shuffle of wasted time. But yeah. Well,
limbo.
it's funny when I see that on my phone, like in the moment of my own brain, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
how insightful! And I don't even think about it. Like I keep scrolling, and then I bring it up here, and you're like, wait, how does that make what Conor did more impressive?
Yeah.
Because literally,
yeah.
Conor did exactly what Tyron and Ben Askren did, and
Mhm.
it's the fact that he fought a guy who's trained as a boxer and lost. And
Yes.
so
yes.
I guess the post is actually, now that I'm saying it out loud again,
be
it's like,
satire?
okay, wait, it is kind of dumb, not that insightful, just sort of. It's kind of like saying the sky is blue or water's wet, you know? It's sort
Water
of just
is wet. This is true.
it's just stating that one obvious.
Okay, so you think that Tyron should have won or no?
No, I don't think that Tyron should have won. I
Really?
I think at this point I think at this point it's been proven that whoever has more experience in the sport in a head-to-head competition is going to be the winner, with the exception
Yeah,
of
but
you beating me
Tyron's
in
been a
one-on-one on
UFC
basketball.
fighter, but he's been a UFC fighter for his entire life. I
Yeah,
mean, come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Like we gotta raise.
Here's
You gotta be able to knock that guy out.
I'm gonna recycle some sports head talk. You know, like
Okay.
the talking heads on the sports channels.
Sure. Sure.
Just recycle what they said. Pretty much what I was hearing from them is that Tyron Woodley is the kind of striker in the UFC where he throws big blows and he throws the kind of punches, and his career wins as a UFC fighter have come from, you know, throwing just haymakers. I don't even know what to call them,
Yeah.
but just like when you're putting your whole body into it, like it's just, I don't know. I feel like the punches in UFC fights and boxing are different. Like in UFC, you'll see like,
True.
you know,
True.
the stop motion, like the frozen shot of the image. Like the fighter, it feels like sometimes when they land a knockout punch, it feels like they throw the punch with their entire body, almost like they're kind of jumping into it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I feel like
Yeah.
with boxing, it's very more, it's more like tactical, and just, you know, your feet are on the ground pretty much. Well, not pretty much, but your feet are, you know, on the ground the whole time. So you're throwing more technical punches. So the kind of punching that Tyron was
Yeah.
good at doesn't translate to boxing,
I get what you're saying.
because you can't really do one of those just giant. You can't leave your body exposed like that. There's really no opportunity to, like, the way a boxing match plays out with the rules. The opportunity to leap forward with a punch and leave your entire body exposed doesn't really work out.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think boxing is more like more endurance, I would say.
Oh,
And
definitely.
Tyron Woodley's game. You know, I remember. I think we've talked about this one other time, but when he was at the top of his game, when he was like champion for, he had something like 10 fights or something crazy like that. When he was champion, unbeaten.
Oh shit. Okay.
And yeah, so he was basically defended his title a lot. Maybe I'm misrepresenting that number, but I mean, he definitely defended his title. And people would boo him.
Mhm.
People would boo him when he would win, because he was such a boring fighter. Like, he would not really do much and then make these heavy swings, like you're saying.
And that's apparently what the fight was with Jake Paul, from what I've also
so
heard.
that's what I'm assuming. So I don't know if that translates well to boxing, because boxing, yes, for like, heavy weight, all you need is one punch to change the entire fight, right? But with these lower weight classes, it's not like that from what I know. It's more, technical, compound. What is it called when they make multiple punches?
I don't know. Quick.
We sound terrible.
Quick punches. I know we're talking about sports that we know
Amateurs.
so little knowledge about.
But that's the beauty of it, you know?
Yeah, it is. That's
it's
what's
the
fun
beauty
about
of it.
But
People
it's funny.
can either listen to us
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh wow, this is really insightful," or "Oh wow, these guys are such idiots."
Yeah, but it's funny because we talk about like, yeah, we know nothing about UFC, but honestly, I feel like I know less about boxing. You know, maybe
for sure, me
I
too.
don't know, maybe
I've watched maybe 1 or 2 boxing matches.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
Same,
the entire
same.
match. I've watched highlights, but like
I don't think I've ever watched an entire boxing match actually. Now that you say that,
yeah, exactly.
that you say that.
Anyways, so
Which
I
is
feel like-
kind of a bump. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know what it was like back, like in the 90s or 80s or 70s. Like, just like going like just decade to decade, just going back in time, every like boxing era. What did it take to see the fight? Because the big thing with me is the reason why like I don't watch boxing matches and I only rarely watch UFC matches is because of the whole pay-per-view thing.
yes,
Like I already
it does suck.
like I already
don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Like I already pay for YouTube TV. And like that's what I used to watch, like NFL and NBA and MLB and like, you know, soccer games sometimes when Ryan comes through. So it's just like they get, but then like why isn't boxing and like UFC like thrown into that category of sports that are just on normal TV? Like that's my biggest reason for not watching the fights.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, why do they do pay-per-view?
Yeah.
That's like a good question. And do they make more money that way? I don't
maybe they
understand.
do. And I bet, here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if pay-per-view has been around for a long ass time.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think
Like-
so. I mean, since like the dawn of television.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I really don't know how long it is, but I really want to just I like to think like, man, maybe it was easier to like catch a fight back in the 90s when Tyson was fighting or something, because I would love to like have the memory of, you know, Tyson Fury like getting up from Wilder knocking him out on the ground, and he's like, he had like 8 seconds and he like his eyes pop open and he gets up, and it's like, or like seeing Ruiz knock out Joshua, like just like these crazy boxing moments that have happened in my lifetime that I've only experienced through the highlights and the afterthoughts, you know, like I haven't been there like in the moment of the knockout, like on TV or in the arena or whatever. It's just like,
Yeah.
maybe that will come later in my life, but yeah, maybe when I have money to blow on fights, I could actually become a fight fan. But you know, right? It's just hard when you're you know, when you're trying to, you know, be diligent with your spending. Well, no, is that the right word? Diligent?
Probably frugal would be more.
Frugal's better. Okay,
better
diligent's
word.
not the right word. My bad.
Diligent sounds like you're spending.
Like I'm spending too much.
Or you're just spending a lot of time thinking about spending.
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, frugal people with money, just have to like watch the highlights of fights, but that's okay. You get.
Imagine being back in the day.
Yeah.
And you gotta watch one of these fights, right? So you go to the fights. There's no highlights after. Like you're at the event and like boom, that's it. You know.
Thank
you don't get to recap. You don't get to be like, oh, I'm just like, I missed it. Dang, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, that's not a thing.
Exactly.
I remember I went to an Angels game one time. Well, I've been to many Angels games, but I went to an Angels game when I was a kid, and I remember I missed like a home run. And it's like if you miss the initial hit and everyone's like, and they stand up and you're like, wait, like what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
There's no way you're finding that ball in the sky. Like there's just no way, you know?
True.
Um,
Unless you just get a lucky ass opportunity.
Unless you've got eyes of a hawk or something.
Yeah, your eyes just happen to like look in the exact moment where the ball is at the exact time and you catch it.
Yeah. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, like I missed it.
Yeah.
So it kind of relates back to that, but also it kind of relates on how boring I think watching baseball is. But anyways, sorry.
No,
Throw that in there.
Baseball's it's a funny sport because I went to a lot of Angels games as well because, you know, why wouldn't you living in Southern California in the area where we grew up
just the
with
thing.
Anaheim
But, I mean, baseball
Stadium
games
right
are
there.
fun.
Yeah, baseball games are fun.
fun.
And baseball games were fun for me as a kid because I liked eating all the food. Like I like to have
Me too.
like a hot dog first, and then get some nachos, and then maybe I can get a pretzel in there if I'm lucky. I can
Jesus.
definitely get a frozen lemonade at the end.
Damn.
I could always
right
get the
there.
three. I could always get the three.
That.
I could get the dog, the middle item, and then the dessert. Sometimes I could mix in a fourth item in there, and then you always had the peanuts on top. I mean,
The peanuts were fire.
Yeah.
My thing was that frozen lemonade. If I didn't get one of those, I would sometimes, dude, when I was a kid, I would cry.
Oh, bro,
I was such a little brat.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I would also throw
Not because
hissy
I was
fits.
upset at my parents, but like I was just upset that I didn't get one.
I was
and
probably
the
upset
person
at my
didn't
parents.
walk by,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a thing that I had to have. Was that frozen lemonade was a huge part of the
Oh,
game.
it was so good though. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about this Minute Maid frozen lemonade, and it was in this little like it was in kind of like a tall cup, and there was a cap to it.
They
And
serve
you'd
them
get
at
this wooden
Disneyland.
spoon.
They serve them at Disneyland.
Hey,
And
there we go.
they changed from the Minute Maid cups at Angel Stadium to like this brand. I think it was called Chill or something. I think it was called Chill.
Oh,
But
gross.
I remember they changed brands specifically. And
okay.
it wasn't as good. But what was
No.
funny about it was that, it was a bigger size. So it was like, okay, we're compensating. Like, I know it's not Minute Maid anymore, but you're getting like 25% more. So it was actually like, I felt like, they cut an okay deal on that, because it was definitely cheaper to switch.
That's acceptable.
To switch from Minute Maid, the big brand, because if
Yeah.
Disneyland has that, well, actually, doesn't Disney? Oh wait, I don't think Disney owns the Angels anymore. That's a topic for another day.
No,
but
I think they do. I think they do.
Do they still own the Angels? I feel like they do.
I think
I mean, Artie Moreno is the owner.
Linked on
but
the
is he
board.
linked
There's some
with-
sort of link on the board.
Yeah, some link to.
Like the owner is on the board of Disney. Something like
Fuck,
that.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised now that I'm saying
People
this
with
out
money
loud. I bet it was
can't
one of
keep up
those
with 'em.
things where it's like, okay, there's some meeting going on, and they're talking about the top selling items at the snack bars in both, in
Definitely.
in all their areas, and they're talking about how
Definitely the lemonade.
Angel Stadium and Disneyland both have the Minute Maid frozen lemonades, and they're both selling through the roof. And the executives are sitting in the room, and they're like, okay, what if we they're also looking at the overall projections, and they're seeing that at Angel Stadium people tend to spend less money than a day at Disneyland. So more money just in an average day at Disneyland and Angel Stadium. So they're like, okay, but these both have the most popular frozen lemonade. Okay, what if we took the Angel Stadium frozen lemonade and removed the Minute Maid and just gave them some off-brand, and that way, in the city of Anaheim, the people are bummed that at the Angel game that they're not getting their freaking Minute Maid lemonade. They're at a daytime game, and the game ends around 4, and they're like, and the kids are crying because they want the Minute Maid lemonade, and they got the off-brand at the game, and they're screaming, and Disneyland's a 15-minute drive because it's also in Anaheim.
Really close.
And they just,
you're onto something.
and the parents just want their kids to shut up. So they're like, all right, we're going to Disneyland to watch the fireworks and get Minute Maid frozen lemonades, and boom. And right there
is a prerequisite. They need to have
they get the
a
double
pass.
Yeah, they get the double money drain. They
double
get them at the
cha-ching.
Angel game,
Yep.
and then they get them at Disneyland.
It's honestly,
I really
as
think
far-fetched as
wow.
that scenario sounds, I guarantee people have done it. Like, I know for a fact people have done that.
Oh yeah, but
I have full confidence in it.
also, Ryan, I'm also just as confident that that actually happened in a meeting.
Your interpretation of the board meeting was fairly accurate, I believe.
I don't know.
Not that I'm in that board meeting, but I really think that it was fairly accurate.
I appreciate that. I don't know
You
about
going
that. Oh yeah, I got the hand. I have the hand gestures.
the hands
I do have
out
the hand
full
gestures.
on,
I'm big on hand
and
gestures.
everyone pausing and being quiet. I really think that's spot on. That's how I imagine every
Mhm.
joint Disney Anaheim Angels board meeting.
Yes, exactly. Well,
Honestly, I wonder how much those organizations like work together. Disneyland and
true.
Angels being so close. I wonder if there's some sort of collaboration where they they do like joint deals or something, you know?
Maybe. I mean, I always wonder the same thing with ESPN, like Disney owning stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
how is
Yeah.
how is the Disney brand how has it affected Marvel and like ESPN and just Hulu, and how has it affected those things without me even noticing, What is it? What
Nat
is it?
Geo as well. I've always
Yeah.
wondered that.
Mm.
I've never thought of Nat Geo as a
Totally
Disney
forgot
brand.
they have Nat Geo too.
They
And
do have Nat Geo.
wait, they
Yeah.
have Star Wars too.
They have a lot of
It
stuff.
gets me
dude.
every time. Every time I go through their list of things, I'm just like, wow, jeez.
It's kind of crazy how one company can own such just so many iconic parts of like
Pop
entertainment,
culture, yeah.
pop
Mhm.
culture,
Yeah.
everything. I mean, literally, like they're not even like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime,
Uh-huh.
Apple TV, HBO Max. All of these are not limited to the brands that they own, if that makes sense, right? Obviously, they own their brand, quote unquote,
Yeah.
but it's not like they're marketing a specific, like superhero film series or, uh, sci-fi, spaceship, like Star Wars.
Yeah.
They can create dramas, they can create horrors, they can create
Yeah.
TV shows for this, they can create TV shows for that.
You're pretty
They're
much
not limited,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
And Disney Plus is in a sense, but they choose to do that. I'm assuming they've chose to do that because they could do whatever they want, really.
Yes.
Because they gotta respect the success of the brands that they own, and they want to continue developing and putting all their effort into those quote unquote brands, being Disney for one, Marvel, Nat Geo, Star Wars, even though they didn't really develop Star Wars, but they bought Star Wars. Things like that,
Yeah.
I find it so interesting. It's like you open Disney Plus, and it's literally just like one of the main ways you can search is by, the entertainment brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yep.
I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. It's not like you see One Tree Hill or random things on Disney Plus. It's like you go there and you know what you're going to see. You know exactly what you're going for.
Yeah, and it's I'm glad you bring that up because it's it's really the one streaming service that is really only for people like you only have Disney Plus if you like something that Disney owns.
It's true.
Like
yeah,
it feels like it's like they're the niche. They're like the niche streaming service, in the sense of I feel like with like HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Netflix, all the other ones, Hulu.
Yeah.
It seems to me that if you were just a normal everyday Joe, you could get along fine and be entertained by one of the four I named that wasn't Disney Plus, Like, I feel like you could have just one of those and be good just because of what you're saying in terms of, like, the other ones aren't limited to just this one narrow niche, and that's what Disney Plus is. So that's why it's just like pretty much like if you have, like, a Disney Plus account, you're into one of the things. And that's what's also really funny about it, too, is that that's kind of how they get you and how they started out with, being Disney, and then that became so popular that they were able to grab all these other things that were created.
Yes.
And then they were able to start attracting other people that technically shouldn't be into Disney in a way, Because like if you have Disney Plus, you have it for one of like you say, the categories that pop up. Like
exactly.
if it's not one of them, it's two of them. But I almost guarantee that the majority of the users who pay for Disney Plus aren't paying for it for every one of the sections,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
No, I get what you're saying.
only pay for it for Star Wars and Marvel, And
yeah,
there are
me too.
Yeah, there are plenty of people who probably only pay for it for like the Disney Channel original shows or the Pixar animated movies or the Nat Geo. So it's just like that's what's impressive about what they've done is they've been able to, grab people from all different areas of fandom by just purchasing up all areas of fandom in a way.
Yeah, they have the monopoly on the brand, literally,
Yeah.
except for Spider-Man.
Yeah, so Sony's holding on to that, you know.
Hey, by the way, did you see the Spider-Man trailer?
Oh yeah, my God, we haven't talked about that.
No, we
Holy
haven't.
crap, dude! Talk about a.
Pretty exciting stuff, man. Honestly,
I mean,
I don't know what to think about the storyline. I know I'm gonna love the movie,
dude,
but I don't know. Storyline didn't
yeah.
I guess come out and just pull me in a sense. But yeah, how much can they do? I think the idea was to hype it up over Spider-Man's identity being, ousted. FYI,
Exactly. Yeah.
Or, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for Far From Home. Yeah.
And now the storyline, it's just a trailer, so I'm gonna spoil everything. But
oh yeah, spoil the trailer. Let's get it.
Basically, they're gonna try and there was some. God, see, I didn't really like this, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was like Doctor Strange. They're like, oh, help me do this. I need to hide my identity again. And Doctor Strange's like, okay, I got you. And what's his like partner's name? Asian dude.
Oh, Wong.
Wong. Thank you. He's like, don't you do that spell, Doctor Strange. That's a dangerous spell. And then Doctor Strange winks at him.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Like, all right.
So
I don't know. We might be getting into a realm that's too cheesy.
Okay.
I'm worried.
So
I'm worried.
Here, do you know about the theory about what's going on there? Have you heard about it?
About how he messed up the spell or something?
No.
What do you mean?
Well, just about what you're upset right now with, like seeing like Doctor Strange wink at Wong for telling him not to do a spell that's super dangerous, and you're like, whoa, like we're getting too cheesy here, or whatever you're saying,
Yeah, it's like we're
okay.
Yes,
well,
I don't know the theory.
There are theories that Doctor Strange isn't Doctor Strange. That is actually a imposter. Some people are saying Mephisto, who is basically a version of Satan from the Marvel comics. So, one of the theories, well, just the overarching theory is that it isn't Doctor Strange and the reason why, whether it's Mephisto or not, or whoever the hell it is, even if it is Doctor Strange, the reason why the internet is thinking it isn't Doctor Strange is because Doctor Strange wouldn't do some shit like that to freaking wink off his trusted wizard friend Wong about a dangerous spell and then go do a dangerous spell. Like, that's not Doctor Strange's, that's not his thing.
And I would hope the writers would realize this, this mistake has been done a lot in the past where they build up a character, and then a new movie comes out and the character does something that they would have never done.
Never do, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm worried, but I mean, I hope. I trust the writers. I do. And maybe they're just doing this on purpose to fool people like me.
Dude, you know what's funny? I'm glad you bring that up because I felt that same way. Like, the one time I've really felt that in the entire run of the MCU movies, I've had that feeling of like, okay, this isn't character. Like, this isn't the way this character is tracked for me. The biggest time that has hit me in the run of the MCU movies is Captain America: Civil War. And honestly, you bringing it up now totally
Which
like
character
just
in that?
both the two main characters, Captain America and Iron Man. Like, you bringing it back up about like characters like over multiple movies changing and doing things that are just like, wait, what? It just made me like kind of rethink of that. Like, I'd kind of buried that thought in my mind because it was a negative thought, but but it's pretty much that
it was
like
a traumatic experience.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we've had 2 movies of Captain America like wanting to do the right thing and like follow the good guys and follow the orders of the good guys. And then you have Iron Man, who has always seemed to kind of like do his own thing and be like, government, you're not taking my suit. Get the heck out of here. Are you kidding me? And then you jump to Civil War, and suddenly Iron Man's like, okay, the government wants to put rules on us. Oh, hell yeah, sign me up. And then Captain America's like, oh, government wants to put rules on us. I'm out of here.
We can't do that.
Like
and you know what's so funny is Endgame, and I laughed at this, but when I think back to it and now I'm remembering it, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like they're trying to make Captain America dumb in that
Yeah.
sense
Mm-hmm.
because he's trying to get the Tesseract or something, and he's going back in time to get the Tesseract,
Mm-hmm.
and he meets himself, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
his old self is like, I got Loki right here, whatever. And they fight, and the old
Yeah.
Captain America goes, I can do this all day, and he's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Old Captain America's got him in like a headlock, or he's choking him out, and he goes, Bucky is alive.
Yeah,
And
he says Bucky's alive. Yeah.
Bucky is alive. And then he breaks out and like knocks him out, and I'm just
Because
oh my
he's like
gosh,
stunned by
come
that
on.
news because he's like what, and then he gets just the elbow to the face and gets knocked out. Yeah.
And then I think he says something after.
Yeah. Well, he gets up and he looks at his unconscious body from a past timeline, and he looks at his butt and he's like, that is America's ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's like reaffirming what Ant-Man said about Captain America being America's ass, which is I honestly laughed really hard at both those jokes. I thought those were
that
good.
was that. Both of them were pretty funny.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna bring that joke back.
Oh, I
Anthony
bet
Mackie.
they'll reference that joke in a movie down the
You
line.
better start
for sure.
doing those squats.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I learned in middle school. Middle school was when I learned that heterosexual women are just attracted to a man's butt as, a heterosexual, man is attracted to a woman's butt. I mean, at least that's what the girls who were in my PE class told me when I was bending down to stretch, and they told me I had a good butt. And I was like, wait, what? And then they explained that to me. I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody here. I'm just speaking for the girls in my PE class back in middle school. But, all I'm saying is, Chris Evans probably has a great ass,
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Hey,
I came full circle on that one.
You did. You really did. I mean, beauty is universal.
It is. It really
and I'm not
is.
afraid to
I'm
admit
not.
that. Like,
I'm not afraid to say it. Yeah, exactly.
sometimes,
I mean, there are
talking about
actors in movies
beautiful
that
men, and
exactly.
I'm like, that dude is gorgeous.
Yes, there are certain movies I watch just to look at a dude, and I'm not even afraid to admit that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like there's a reason beautiful people are on screen. It's because it adds to the beauty of whatever they're standing in front of.
Right, and and you got to be able to chat, with like gay people as well. It's like we chat about women all the time.
Oh,
and what if a guy's talking about another guy and you're
exactly.
like,
Yeah, you're trying to. Yeah, you gotta.
You kidding me? That is a beautiful dude.
Yeah, like I feel like I could. I feel like I could rate guys just as well as I could rate women.
Yeah, that would be a good
right.
I don't know, psychological exam or something.
That would be,
like
dude.
What does that? What does it tell you? If you're
Uh-huh.
bad at it or good at it, what does
Yeah.
it mean?
Yeah. It reminds me of like that content. I mean that season 8 episode of The Office where Pam has Kathy as her replacement for maternity leave, and she's trying to get Jim to admit that he thinks Kathy's attractive. So he's like, "Hey, Kathy, signal," and Pam's like, "Hey, Jim, Kathy, single. Like, do you have a friend that you want to set her up with?" And then he gives her the one friend, and Pam's like, "Oh, Jim gave me a friend, just." Like right in between attractive and not attractive, just to like throw me off and make me think that he doesn't think that.
Exactly.
It's kind of like it's one of those things, It's like I think that's a good example of a dude, doing a judgment call on the attractiveness of another dude,
Yes. Yeah. No, exactly. And that's a beautiful example. Also, that's just a beautiful, like, man, the writing in that show is great.
It's hilarious,
great, honestly. I was on Reddit recently, and I saw a post about how somebody didn't actually enjoy the boom mic guy. What was his name? I forget his name.
Oh, yeah.
Brian.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They didn't like his storyline. They were like, why? I don't understand it. I feel like the writers just needed to throw in some curveball there at the end. And
yeah.
I don't know. Kind of got me thinking.
That's one of those complaints. Most complaints with most everything, usually I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from, and that is an example of a complaint. I see where they're coming from. I get it feels weird to like, okay, we just went 8 seasons of a show with a camera crew that we know is there, but you've never actually like showed or like used in any way outside of like us knowing it's there. Like that's really all. Like we know there's a documentary crew, but that's it. Like there's really no, and we know that because of the interviews and the talking to the camera. But there's no like actual physical seeing evidence in terms of like, oh, there's the boom, there's the mic, there's the camera crew. None of that. And then suddenly we get it in the last season, and it's also
but not only that, it's like the love interest.
Exact. And that's the other thing. They double whammied it. Not only did they give the viewers something they had never seen before and was out of left field, they also did it twice. They did that too. They're like, okay, we've built a perfect couple here, like a perfect television couple that everybody loves and is like, oh my god, I want to find my Pam, I want to find my Jim, you know what? And then suddenly we're gonna just make them have this fight that seems really kind of forced because it's also mixed in with the thing that's also kind of forced because it also came out of left field. It was just a bad move to double up on the two things that we had never seen before and to put them both in the last season.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think the last season is gotta be one of my least favorites.
It's definitely the weakest season, and the only thing for me that saves it is the fact that it's the last season and the nostalgia, and then just seeing everybody do it one more time. You know, play the hits of their characters, and see everybody do the send off. It's just it's an emotional thing. That's what's impressive about anything that can go for a long time in the entertainment world, whether it be a musician or a director, or anything like a show, anything like that, is that sometimes at the end of their career or at the end of their run or the groups, whatever it be, the end of the run of the thing, sometimes it kind of limps across the finish line in the sense of where everybody knows the end wasn't as good as the beginning or the middle, but it's like the beginning and the middle were so great that the end is also enjoyable because it's the end of a great beginning and middle. It's kind of a weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
No,
thing.
I definitely that resonates for sure. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you know why? I feel like you do. Do you know why Steve Carell wasn't a part of the 8th and 9th season?
Oh, he just wanted to focus on movies. He wanted his movie career to take off and go. Because like when you're doing the TV show, like there's a lot of I can't do that role because I'm shooting X amount of episodes. Then it's just there's more conflict.
I mean, he did get smart at that time though, right?
Oh yeah, well that's the thing though, is like he can do movies, of course, but he just can't do as many movies because you think about like he's got like a role as big as Michael Scott. When he's got it, he's getting scripts left and right, and he wants to he like, I want to do this, but I can't do that. So it's like, man, imagine if I wasn't tied down by this, I could do all these awesome movies. So that's
funny.
That's definitely what it was, and I can't fault him for it because his movie, his acting career has only continued to go up since he left The Office. So,
it is full circle though. Now he's part of. Is Space Force still going on? I don't think it is.
Because I don't know if it got renewed for another season because I know that
I don't think they
I know
did.
the first season kind of got pooped on critically. So
yeah, I didn't like Steve Carell's character. I mean, he was funny, but it
wasn't working for you. I think that's how everybody else was.
Yeah,
because it really felt like they kind of tried to just do like, okay, let's recreate The Office in terms of we get the creative team behind the camera, and then we get Steve Carell as the leader of people on a workforce, and then we go from there. But
but they didn't do the interviews. It wasn't like The Office, but it was just bland. I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, I get that it was definitely its own show. It wasn't like trying to rip off The Office. I'm just saying that there was a lot of expectations there with the talent you had, and then when you got that kind of expectations and then it doesn't pay off. I mean, I like I said, I really haven't heard anything about that show since the bad reviews happened.
Have you watched it?
No, I haven't watched it. No.
Yeah, don't watch it. But even more so, I mean, he's full circle now. He's in the morning show, so
yeah,
now he's back
on the show.
At the TV show game. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, and
man.
That's the other thing though. Wait, one last quick little thing.
Go ahead.
That's what's cool about kind of the transition from when he was making that decision to leave The Office is I think the entertainment industry has changed so much since that moment that a lot of the like half of the TV shows out there aren't exactly the same kind of demand as like a big like the Big Bang Theory that ran for however many seasons, or NCIS that's still airing. Like with a show like the morning show, you have like 10 episodes. It's kind of like almost like doing like a 10-hour movie, and so it's definitely not the same kind of commitment as The Office was. So it's
that's true.
It's a different kind of beast. But that's what's interesting about the entertainment industry now, is that TV seems to be just as lucrative as movies, because you have such big stars in these shows like Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon and stuff. So it's like clearly like TV is now just as respectable and like highly sought after as the movies, which is not how it used to be. So that's interesting. But
yeah, that's true. I really like his character in it, though. I really do. It's something different.
It's
that
really
I've seen.
It's really good.
I mean, I don't like his character, like
like as
who he is a person.
Yeah.
But I like that he's branching out, and not just being sort of the full-on silly guy. More of like a face first, friendly guy, but under the covers is sort of evil.
A
really,
good,
really cool.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, and it just goes to show you he's had a great career because he's a good actor. And like another good movie that you would like if you like the way he is in the morning show it's called The Way Way Back, and he plays a stepdad character, and it's a coming of age drama movie, but he plays a stepdad character that's very unlikable, and I recommend that if you're a fan of him
Sweet.
playing outside of his normal.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it. All right, brother.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap this baby.
86.
Amanda's peeking through the door right now.
Okay. All right, number 86 coming to a close. Cheers up.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening and all that jazz, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace out, everybody.
Love y'all. Peace.